Hey there, welcome to Hermit Haven. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. We're so excited to invite you into our safe space. Hermit Haven is like a cozy little hideout where we get to celebrate being confident in ourselves as we find happiness in quiet moments.
So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite drink, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Hermit Haven.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We're so excited to have you this week. We're going to be chit-chatting about rituals. We're going to chit-chat about when we mean rituals. We want to get into what that kind of means because I feel like there's different terminologies. We're not like talking about like the witchy kind where we're sitting in our backyard with our spells. You never know though. We might have like a little
Maybe.
you never know what we do on our side. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I had a big enough backyard, my son would have like a mud kitchen with where he can make his own spells. So
Yeah, I found a book that said something about spells and it was Gavin's, but it was like Glenn and Gavin making up really super silly and wrote them down. I found it not too long ago and I was going through the room and I totally kept it, of course, but it was just friggin' hilarious. And I was like, what was this? I don't know.
laughing so
Anyway,
hard because I
we're
know
not talking.
Gavin, I know
Yeah,
Glenn, and I can
yeah.
just see this, and it's just Gavin's personality, and this just makes me laugh.
It was really funny. Like reading it, I was like actually laughing out loud. But it was
Did
from
you keep it?
Gavin was little. It was from
Did
like
you,
quite a while ago.
did you keep it?
Yeah, it's somewhere. I don't know where I put
You
it,
have
but
to
it's
keep that
somewhere.
forever. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
that is
Of
so
course. Yeah, of course. Yeah. But yeah, I actually started calling, I was telling Ashley right before we started recording, but I started calling my daily habits. So I have like a habit tracker in my physical planner. And I saw someone one day calling them daily rituals. Yeah, yeah, daily rituals instead of habits. And I was like, I don't know, there's nothing wrong with calling them habits, but it just sounds more like fancy and fun when you call them daily rituals for some reason, right? Doesn't it? It's like
I
more
think
luxurious.
rituals, I think the thing about rituals is there's more to it than a habit when you think about it. Like a ritual, there's like a
Yeah.
rhythm to it. Like
Yeah.
I think you have to like prepare yourself, like you're going into it. Because I think when you think of rituals, you think a lot of times maybe like a prayer or something like religious based, like we were saying, some
Yeah.
spookiness, right? There's a lot to it. And I think like that's like the difference between like the difference between that and a habit, right? It becomes part of you, it becomes part of like your rhythm.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, it's
More permanent. The
yeah.
habit's like, oh, I'm trying to get this habit. Do you want me to tell my daily rituals or should we save that for later?
Go for it. Whatever you
Okay.
want. Let's get
So
let's do
yeah,
it.
I would write the same thing basically the same thing every week, which I know sounds boring, but like I was really trying to make these a habit, you know what I mean? And so it's like my 10K steps. A lot of it is like based from my health. So 10K steps, I was trying to be in a calorie deficit. So I kind of wrote that number down. I put a little arrow and I was like underneath this number. And then I was trying to listen to the Bob Proctor book, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life for 30 minutes a day, which I have it on Audible, so I can easily see the end of the day, anyway, where I'm at. And then what else? I was trying to get my 80 ounces or more of water. These are like just all normal things, guys. Wearing my retainers at night. I forget what else is on there. See, this is why I have to write it down though. This exact reason I do the same things, the same writing my gratitude, the same things, but I can't remember. Like I literally Gavin calls me Dory from Finding Nemo. I can't remember. And that is why I have to write them down every single week so
I'm
that
not
I
laughing.
know what I'm doing.
I'm not laughing at you. I have something to confess. I write down all these things too, and I was like, is this normal that I have to like write down to brush my teeth? Like
Yeah.
okay, and then
No.
wait.
Yeah.
The reason I'm laughing is because I saw one day that you write down these things, and I was like, and that's what I have to confess. Is I was like, oh, okay, I'm normal.
Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily have to write down brush teeth. However,
But oh, you go first.
but like it really depends on the day. So those are like my rituals. That's what I think about my as my daily rituals. But talking about writing down like actual lists, some days if I feel like my brain is so out, like I don't know what's going on. It feels like a bunch of little balls are just like ping ponging around my brain and I can't even get a thought straight. Sometimes those are the days when I really do have to write down every single minute task that I need to get done, even if it is something like brushing my teeth, whatever, because not that I'm necessarily going to forget, but maybe probably not, maybe not that exact thing, but like I need to have it all so that I don't have to think about it. That's the thing. I've been talking with ChatGPT a lot. And however you feel about ChatGPT, I don't really care because I like going on there. But it tells me you really don't like making decisions. And I was like, I know this. Like, I really don't like making decisions. And so having things like daily little rituals, and it could be like Sunday, like Sundays, I do certain things to prepare for the week. That could be a Sunday ritual. But just certain little things that I do to like help future me,
Yeah.
future Jackie needs to get some things done. And if I could do it now and write it down so I don't have to remember it, because that's another decision. Like if you think about it, thinking about what you have to do is another decision that I have to make to like think about it, to like figure out what it was that I needed to get done. So if it's already written down for me, then it's so much easier.
Yes, I agree. It's easier, but I feel like too, it's who we are as a person. Like we want to accomplish so much, and we can't accomplish so much if our brain is holding everything.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, if it's written down, I won't forget it then, and then I'll just get it done. I
Yeah.
think too, when you get in the habit of doing it, right? Like the difference, like we're talking about here, when you get in the habit of doing it, you'll eventually just kind of do it on command. You'll see like a trigger, and it'll be like, oh, I'm supposed to do this thing because my toothbrush is out, right? Like or I see like my skincare is out. I have to do my 8-step skincare now. Like you'll eventually
Yeah.
see that you'll just kind of do it naturally. Like you'll be like, and then you'll just go to your checklist and be like, do, 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 do. I did
Yeah.
most of it already. Like
Yeah.
it's just so nice. I think too, when you're really using your time, nicely and you're working like, right, it's not just brushing your teeth, it's brushing your teeth and doing affirmations or like brushing your teeth and then like I don't know, like listening to, like you said, like Bob Proctor or whatever it is, right? It's
Yeah.
not just about one step at this time, right? You're like, well, how can I make the most of this step?
Yeah. Make it like a whole little vibe.
I mean, let's be real. When I was on my game, I was using my self-care skincare routine as like my TikTok video shop for the day because Grayson Stella actually was like paying me at one point for one of my videos. So I'm just saying, like, some
Yeah.
rituals are gonna be like, hey, make more money for it. Some rituals are gonna be like, hey, how can I have like a better life for myself? Some rituals
Yeah.
are gonna be like, hey, how can I get more time back? Some rituals are gonna be like something so simple as like, well, if I make myself breakfast before my children wake up, maybe I should just make myself like an extra breakfast. So when my kids wake up, I don't gotta think about it. Like, right? These are like what we're talking about. It's like this is like a ritual, right? It becomes part of your everyday routine. Like, yeah, it's an extra step, but that extra step is part of it, right? Like you're just adding stuff, like you're building this like rhythm throughout your life, right? And every season, like we said, we just talked about this in the last episode, right? Going all the way back, right? We talked about the seasons, we talked about like fall bucket list, we're talking about these things, right? Okay, so now we're walking into whatever season we're walking into. Technically, it is fall. When this episode comes out, it's like end of August. We're going into September. That school year is about to start. It's okay that it's going to change. It's okay that rituals are going to change. It's okay that you might not have time to read all 20 pages. It doesn't mean that you can't you have to stop reading, right? I think so many times we think that if the season changes, that we have to just give in to our ritual and say, it's okay, I'll come back to you. Like, let me just put you on my bookshelf and come back to you when you're a little dusty and like a little cruddy and like, right? No, like, that's what this is about. Like, when we take time to like create these resets, create these to-do lists, to like motivate ourselves, to like check in with a friend to say, hey, did you do your weekly reset? Or these are the things that are working for me. What they might work for you. Or sometimes like I'll be watching a video and I'll be like, this might work for Jackie. Jackie was telling me something about, she was trying to achieve this goal. Maybe this would work for Jackie, right? This is about supporting someone else too, right? And that can be part of your rituals, right? Or, every Monday you could have a ritual is checking with your friends, right? That's what it is sometimes. Or it's like, hey, be something like, I remember when I lived that one of the houses I lived in, it was like every Tuesday was trash Tuesday, right? So our ritual was clean up the house Monday night and get the trash ready for Tuesday, trash Tuesday, right? Build your rituals about around what you're already doing. I think
Yeah.
that's the difference between like a habit and like a ritual is like a habit is just one singular thing. A ritual is like, okay, I'm gonna have all these little steps, all these little beats to build up to where I want to be, that this becomes a rhythm. This becomes part of me because these are the things that are helping me grow. I think too over the time, right? If you're really consistent and you're really like intentional, you start dropping off the things that just like honestly were just extras. Like it was just
Yeah.
a seasonal like interest. Like sometimes you're like, I'm gonna learn a new language, right? And for like
Yeah.
6 months, you're all about this learning new language. It was a seasonal interest. I'll get back to
Yeah.
there if I want to. It's still in my options of things I can do. And don't ever say I'm not going to do something. That's the thing too. So many times we said, oh, well, I'm not currently wanting to do this thing. So I'm just going to nick it off altogether. No, just put in your option list. If I have time, if I want to spice it up this morning, if I want to do a little extra today, I can go to my option list and be like, I haven't done Sudoku in 6 months. I'm going to do a Sudoku puzzle today. Right? Or I haven't learned
Yeah.
Hebrew in 4 months. Let me go learn some Hebrew, right? Like, that's the fun
Yeah.
part about rituals. And then you're like, oh, maybe I like this again. How do I add this back in?
I have a list that's like things to do other than scrolling. And I have like all the little things that I honestly, sometimes I wonder about myself, but then I talk to you and I feel bad because I'm like, I just forget and I can't remember the things that I said I wanted to do. And so I can go to that list and be like, oh, look, I needed to do this. I need to do that. And they're kind of ongoing. Like some of it is like clean out my email or go through my photos or, I said I wanted to learn cursive. So like that's on there and like
Mhm.
not learn cursive, but like get better at it. Anyway, but like, oh, what I was gonna say when you were talking is I love that you said sometimes you have to like tweak the ritual instead of just like cutting it out altogether because especially if it's something that you know is gonna like really help you in the long run. So not this time last year, but towards the end of last year, I was getting 11,000 steps a day, like consistently. I was thinking about it, I was doing it, I was making time for it. But like in that season of my life, I had the time. And I was getting so frustrated a few months ago because I was like, I can't even get 10,000 steps, especially during the summer, which I know sounds like, oh, it's summer, so we're out doing fun things. But a lot of times it's like we're going to the movie and we're sitting. We're going to the science center and I'm standing there watching them play. We're going to the park and I'm standing there watching them. And I could walk. Sometimes
Florida
I do
summer
in the
for
park.
you.
You know what I mean?
It's a
And
Florida
so I was like,
summer. It's so funny because it's different, right? Like in different, like whatever, whatever. It's a Florida summer for you. You're
yeah,
trying to stay cool all summer.
yeah,
Continue.
yeah. We're inside. We've talked about this. Summer's not my favorite holiday. Holiday. What is
Season,
it? Season?
whatever. Feels like a holiday. You're
Holiday
home
at
with
all.
the boys.
No, I like summer because my boys are home with me and they get to do fun things, but it's very hot here anyway. But so I was getting so frustrated not hitting my 10,000 steps, and I was like, Jackie, why don't we just make it like 8,000 steps? Like, can we consistently hit 8,000 steps? And so I did, and I was hitting 8,000 steps, and so I was like, yes, girl, like get it. And I'm gonna bump it back up because I want to be getting 10. But do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to like give yourself a little break in different seasons of your life. Sometimes you're not going to be able to do certain things that you want to do, but like you said, just because you can't read 20 pages of your book that you know is going to like help your brain, maybe you just do like 10. Like you're still
Yeah.
doing it. Or maybe instead of 4 workouts a week because it's been so super crazy, I do 2 or 3. I'm still doing workouts, just not as much. Like just tweaking things. And when school goes back in session and I have more time, what's funny? Do you remember? I don't know if I said on the podcast, but I know I told Ashley, like, oh, summer's coming. I'm going to have so much more time because we're going to be home and I can make my own schedule and we could do all the things. And I'm like, I was very wrong, very wrong, but it's fine. And we still made it through and I still have my list. I actually have, I switched planners, I switched little books and now I have a whole month and I have those little rituals that I was telling you guys about. There's more of them on there. But I haven't filled it out every single day because it's been summer and it's been fun. But I still go in there every once in a while and try to fill some of it in because it's still like that habit, right? The ritual of going in and getting to cross little things off that I've been doing for myself and showing myself, hey, you're showing up every day for yourself. Look, you did. Good job. Good job, Jackie. You drink some water today. Good job. You know,
I feel
sometimes
like
it's that
too,
small.
I feel like sometimes you have to put like those easy stuff on the list too. You're like, I know I'm gonna drink water, so we'll just put that on the list so I feel like I accomplished something today.
Hey, it's a motivation. That's why they say make your bed first thing. It's easy to do. It takes 2
So
seconds.
I'm so against making my bed though because I'm like,
Well, it's not for everyone, but that's just an easy thing you can check
I
off the
know. I don't know. I think too, I think over time, like it really becomes part of it. So like even okay, so like a great example is so I host the Mom Walk Collective if you're new here in my city. And it's super fun and super exciting. And I decided, even though I am not a morning person whatsoever, I haven't been a morning person in I don't even know how long, I was gonna wake up bright and early with my baby and meet all these mamas at like 7:15 in the morning and we walk there too, so we have to wake up early enough. It's like a 15-minute walk, so it's not so bad, but we have to wake up early enough to walk there and meet all these mamas and then walk with them. And let me tell you, it's not the most easiest thing to wake up and get ready and all the things, but once we're there and all the things, it's totally worth it. And the more we do it, guess what? It gets easier and easier, and the more exciting it becomes, and the more fun it becomes. And so I think sometimes it's like, well, and then it goes back to like the point of like, why did I start this? I was like, well, why not, right? Have one morning where we just wake up and go for a walk. Like, why not? It's so pretty out. It's so gorgeous, right? It's so good. We're already going for walks like every other day we're home. Why not just go out for a walk in the morning? We're so busy, usually on Thursdays too, or we're home all day because my husband's off. Like, we're just like, hey, like, either or, like, it's just a great, I felt like it was a great reason to just like wake up and go for that morning walk. And so I think it's, even if it's hard, it's going to be hard and it's not always like the easiest. So maybe you need to find a village. Maybe you need to find someone else to do it with you, whatever it is. Maybe you need a checklist. Maybe you need a Notion. Maybe you need a timer. Maybe you need a playlist. Like maybe you need your children to remind you. Like maybe you need like a sticky note on your refrigerator to tell you, hey, don't forget to eat your, this for lunch today so you don't starve yourself, right? Like maybe you need, on your mirror a note saying how awesome you are, right?
Mhm.
Whatever it is, like it's okay. That's hard. It's supposed to be hard. That's things that are new are going to be hard. Things that are new are going to be scary. Things that are new are going to make you feel like you can't accomplish it sometimes because it's so new, right? And we don't know sometimes when it's new. So that's something else I was going to say is like, where do you start? Where do you start? As we're speaking, it's like, where do you start? Well, Jackie and I are obsessed with these things, and we can tell you watch some YouTube videos, like read a book, watch some YouTube videos, go on TikTok, like go on social media, go on Pinterest, like go read some other magazines. Like there's so many great little resources. Become a student though. Listen, read, like watch what other people are doing, and then find what works best for you. And trial and error. Like, you might be like, hey, I want to wake up early in the morning, and you might find that no matter how hard you try, you're just not a morning person and you're a night owl. So it's better for you to sleep a little longer in the morning and then stay up a little later. And that's okay. That's when you work harder. And you
Yeah.
might find that, the ritual that you were trying to build, with certain meals might not be working because those days you have more activities. So maybe you need to just switch those type of meals that you want to build that are more home style for different days and then have maybe prepped meals for the days that you are busier. That are still home styled, but maybe you're just like making them on a different day, right? And I think that's part of like what's so important about a ritual is because it's part of you. You're learning how to like build that up. And so I think like when we're thinking about it, like for me personally, like I'm struggling right now. And I know a lot of things that like I love though, and I want to go back to some of the things and I do really good. So for me personally, little things like now, I would say, and it's okay that not all day is a ritual. It's not okay that you don't have like rituals for everything. Like it's okay. So like for me, if I can just like wake up, have my coffee and read my book and like have some calm music, that's a great ritual. If I can like go do my self-care, that's a great ritual. If I can brush my teeth and do my affirmations in the mirror, that's a great ritual for me. Like there's not a million many rituals, but like if I can do those things, that's great. If I have like 10 minutes just to sit, look at my calendar and like really truly think about like, hey, what's coming up, that's a great ritual for me. Like I'm working on these things though, and it's not perfect, right? I'm redoing my checklist all the time. I'm redoing like what's working best for me because the end of the day, like I want to find a place where I feel like my brain is, instead of holding information, my brain is continuously learning. My brain is continuously being creative. My brain is consistently like knows what to do. And I think that's why, schools have certain schools have uniforms because it's easy just to like put on the same outfit every day. That's why some people eat the same meal every week. That's why some people have the same lunch, because it's easy. It's easy because then you have time to do other stuff. And I think that's like part of it too is like, why are you doing this? Like, what is the point of this ritual? What is the point? If you don't have a point, then why are you doing it? Like, we need to make sure we're being intentional with our time. And so, like, everything you're doing, make sure there's an intention behind it. Make sure there's a reason. Make sure there's a goal. Because I
Yeah.
think that's maybe why you're not connecting and why you're feeling it's like a chore. Because it shouldn't feel like a chore.
Yeah, I was gonna say as you were talking, I was thinking like really think about your priorities in life. Like someone that has a priority of like having a different physical physique, right? And doing like health stuff. Your priorities are going to be a lot different from someone that's like, right now I just really want to, make spend time, more time with my kids and blah 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 blah. Not that you can't do both of those things, but like you just kind of have to pick like what are your top like your top priorities that you really want to do. And then those can become like your rituals. And because I know a lot of people are like, I just don't have time, right? I don't have time for XYZ. And I get that. But a lot of the times we do have time. It's just like we're not figuring out like where a lot of our time is going. We've talked about this on the podcast many, many times, but I think that's kind of how I've built my rituals that are on my little piece of paper, is because those are things I'm trying to work on for myself right now in life. And it could change. Like one day I'm like, I don't need to write down like work out 4 times a week because like that's just, I really don't need to do that anymore, but I just like to give myself an attaboy, but like there's just, it'll change, and it'll change seasonally. It'll change through your life. It'll change as you change, like we're supposed to change and evolve. Right. So I would say like, pick just a few things, like a handful or less of things that you are like, I really want to be able to wake up and sit down with my coffee and plan my day. That's one of my rituals. And so, okay, I need to get to bed earlier. And then I need to make sure, like at bedtime, that I'm like doing a few more things to give myself more time in the morning, like you just kind of think it through so that you can make that ritual happen, because there is like a lot of back end work. I was actually going to say, Ashley and I like little lists. And so when I scroll all the way, like my phone to the other side, I have little lists there.
I want
And
to finish
so,
working on my stuff.
yeah, I have a morning routine and a night routine, and this is really not even related to me, except I have like fill my water bottle and take my medication. But like it's mostly related to the boys, and this is stuff that like I do every morning. But sometimes I'm so tired I don't want to have to think about it. Get breakfast for the boys, duh. Like I'm gonna be doing that. Do you know what I mean? But it's like I don't
Yeah.
have to think about it. I'm like, okay, good, I did that. Fill my water bottle, cool. Take my medication, cool. Did I give the boys their allergy medicine? It's normal things. It's just in the morning I don't want to have to think about it, or nighttime. Like
Oh,
maybe I need to make sure, like during school time, I need to make sure, like, did I sign their agendas? Did I look through their agendas? Did I look through their folders? Like, are their lunches made? Just like little things that can help me so that in the morning I'm not like scrambling. But I don't know, I think I like having less decisions for myself, and I like these little rituals, and in order to make time for these things, to have these things, because some people are like, "Oh, it must be nice that, like, you have time for that." Well, no, like, I sacrifice time from somewhere else in order to put into the stuff that really is something that I want. When I'm brushing my teeth, if I don't have enough steps, I'm walking as I'm brushing my teeth. Like, I'm not joking. So, like, I'm trying to make the time where I can to put into these rituals so that I can check them off and be like, look, this is what I did for myself today. And at the end of the day, that's what my personal rituals are about. And that's what everyone's rituals really should be about. It should be about them. The checklist, the morning, nighttime routine, cool. Like some of that stuff is related to them, but my personal rituals are for me. And so I can have that time and tell myself, like, you put time into yourself today. I'm so proud of you. Right. Like and it's going to change for everyone because everyone's priorities are different. So maybe your priority is not to get to 1,000 steps, even though mine is. So you have to sit down and say, like, what are the priorities in my life right now? What would make me so happy? And maybe that's reading, maybe that's doing art, maybe that's going in the garden, like, I don't know, whatever you do. Like maybe it's going to play pickleball, going on a girls' night. I don't know. So like those can be your rituals,
yeah.
but you just when you have them, then you can put them into the schedule.
Yeah, I think too, back to like depending on your season, like let's say you have like when you're being intentional with your time, you're doing all the things like we're talking about in a sense, you start knowing like where you want to go in life. And so I feel like too, depending on the season, you might have to make sacrifices in a sense where like let's say you want to like I don't know, create more content and like create more of an income online, for example, that means you might have to wake up a little earlier. So, a ritual might be trying to help yourself wake up earlier. So it might be taking what you're already doing and like creating like a motivation for yourself to wake up earlier and do those things. And I think something like we think about all the time is like, it has to work every season. What you're doing should work every season. It shouldn't, and it might be a smaller version or it might be a bigger version depending on the season, but that's the point of a ritual. And the point of this is like really, and you might have to make sacrifices along the way to get to where you're going in a sense. So, but I think also like Jackie was saying how it's so nice having it like a list, having a place like just not having to think about it. And I think eventually that's where you're like, I don't know, there's so many things you have to do to take care of yourself and take care of your family and take care of life and like make sure, like you're trying to make sure you're entertaining yourself and doing these things and growing and learning. And then you got to make sure you're making doctor's appointments and like all these things. And so I think, as time goes on, we realize, as an adult, a ritual sometimes looks like having our sitting down of our calendar and having reoccurring calling doctors appointments, and reoccurring like girls' nights and reoccurring like I literally call we call like certain parents and grandparents certain days. Like,
Yeah.
I know like today's gonna be Shabbos. I'm gonna call this person, or I know I'm gonna record Jackie on this day. Like I can't like that's a ritual. Like my brain is just like naturally like, okay, today is this day, this is the things we do, right?
Yeah.
And I know people, I had a friend whose mom literally every day of the week she had like a zone she cleaned, and that was her ritual. Like as soon as she came home from work, she's like, okay, I have to clean right now before she like got right, like anything else. That was her ritual. Okay, today is Wednesday, we're cleaning here. Let's go. And that was her thing. Like, and that's okay. Like, I think it keeps us alive too when you're doing these rituals. It like truly keeps you alive. You truly feel connected to yourself. I feel like if we didn't have rituals, if we didn't have these things, you would just be floating like a balloon. Let's be honest. You would literally be like a balloon. You would literally just be like, hi, I'm home. Doot, 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 doot. Hi, I'm at the park. Doot, doot, doot. I'm at the mall, right? Like, you wouldn't be a person, right? Like, getting yourself dressed is a ritual, you know? Taking a shower is a ritual. Like you are completely like you take time, like you're being mindful, you're being connected with the task, right? Like that's
It
what I
can be if you're like, I don't know, not just like
yeah.
mindlessly, which sometimes we are mindless, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah.
what I
But you like what I'm saying, like when you're really like going in your closet, picking out an outfit, trying it on,
mean.
that's the ritual,
Yeah.
right? And that's why we say like, okay, you're already doing that. Why not add self-development? Or like, why not add a podcast or why not add an audiobook, right? Like,
Mhm.
right? You could choose what you're listening to. And I think that's so cool if you think about it. A ritual is including all your senses, not just
Yeah.
like, and it's including multiple senses at once. It's really integrating what you're doing into your life and truly making you a human and truly making you more. And I think going back to our opening statement, that little witchy statement, what are witches doing? They're making rituals to create life or create something new or to make magic or make something happen. That's what rituals are, right? We're literally creating our life and we're creating magic and we're creating like the steps that we need to be who we are as a human. Jackie wouldn't be who she is if she didn't have her rituals. I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't have my rituals, right? And that means that we have character development. That means that we've took time to learn about ourselves. That means that we've taken time to do the things that we need to do at home to come to you as a person and to come to wherever we're going as a person, right? And I think that's why it's so important if you don't have it now in your schedule. And when we say take time for yourself, take time to think about these things. Take time. Like, what are the rituals that you're already doing? How can you improve them? How can you add to them? What rituals do you want to add? If you want to learn French, figure out the ritual. Like, maybe it's having a notebook near your bed and you're spending 10 minutes before bedtime writing down French words, right? Whatever it is, prep yourself. Prep yourself for the season you're going into so you can use what you have and what you want to be and who you want to be to become the best version of yourself. And it doesn't have to be a full day, it doesn't have a full day reset, right? I think when we think rituals, we think reset of Sunday, like I'm gonna have a full ritual reset. It could be little pockets of time, it could be a full day, it could be whatever you choose because when you take control of your life, you take control of your like who you are, then it all like aligns.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, it's
Yeah.
true. It makes you who you are and makes you feel like more fulfilled because you're doing things that you intentionally want to be doing in your life, which is awesome.
Yeah. I think this was like, I don't know, I love every episode. I'm glad that we're able to just like sit here and talk about these things because I think so many times like in my own life I'm working on like trying to find the best ritual, find the best way to like wake up in the morning and to still like pour into myself, pour into my family and still feel like I have time to myself. So I just think this is a great episode because it reminds me so much how important it is to find that perfect time. And it's okay that it's taken me 3 weeks to figure it out so far, maybe a month. Like, it's okay I haven't figured it out yet. I will figure it out, right? I will find the perfect pocket of time to wake up. I will find the perfect rhythm when I wake up to make sure I'm getting the time I need. And I think this was just like a little reminder. So I just want to put that out there that I needed this. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out with us. We will see you next Wednesday every Wednesday for our next episode. And you can catch us on all our social medias. Tag a friend, like this if you liked it, share with a friend, however you want to do it. And let us know your rituals. Give us some tips, give us some insights, give us some things that you might do. It can help us, help a friend out, right? It could be even something like on your phone. Like, we're super tech savvy. Like, I have my phone literally at like 8 p.m. It like sends me like a notification. Do you want to open all these like nighttime apps, like my book and like all these things? Like, send your things. Send us what you do for your rituals and your things. Bye, y'all. We'll see you later.
Bye. Thanks for spending time with us today and being part of our Hermit Haven community.
We hope you enjoyed our cozy chat and are inspired to embrace your inner hermit.
Remember, even in the quiet moments, you're never alone on this journey because we are truly all in this together.
So until next time, stay cozy, stay true to yourself, and keep spreading love wherever you go.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next time.